Hi, fifth graders, welcome back. We're still in Unit 5. We're on Lesson 6. We're about halfway through our unit. And today's learning target is I can order decimals. So the first thing when we're ordering decimals is that we need to make sure that the decimals have the same place values. And this is important because we need to look at all of the numbers, especially because the best and easiest way to order decimals is to pretend that the decimals are whole numbers, which is why you want to make sure that they have the same place values. Once you've done those two steps, then you're going to go ahead and order your decimals, depending on what the question asks you. In our specific questions today, we are going to focus on least to greatest, but some of your questions in your homework might ask you to solve from greatest to least. So make sure you're reading what way they want you to order. So we're going to go ahead and dive in and look at our example. So our example again is order from least to greatest. So we have 48 hundredths, we have 9/10ths, and we have 146 thousandths. So I can see, and I bet you can see, fifth graders, that these numbers don't have the same place values at all. So where we need place values, we're going to go ahead and add zeros, because just like we've talked about, when we add zeros to the end of a decimal, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the value of it. It just makes it easier for us to compare it, especially when we're pretending that these are whole numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and write, I see that our 146 thousandths has 3 place values. So I want to make sure that all of my numbers have 3 place values behind the decimal. So 48 hundredths, I just need to add on a 0 because it already has 2 place values. So then I'm going to look at 9/10ths. I'm going to definitely need to add 2 zeros onto this because it only had 1 place value. And for 146 thousandths, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about anything. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ignore the 0 in the first place. I'm going to look at my numbers and just pretend that they're whole numbers. So I'm going to pretend that this is 480, I'm going to pretend that this is 900, and I'm going to pretend that this is 146. And so I'm going to look and see which one would be the smallest. And 146 would be the smallest when looking at 480 and 900. So I'm going to go ahead and write 0 and 146 thousandths. So now it's between these two numbers. And I can already tell you that I know 900 is bigger than 480. So I'm going to put 0 and 9/10ths in my greatest spot, or in this example, 9 thousandths. And so then that leaves our 0 and 480 thousandths. And so this is how we can order it from least to greatest. Now, if the question was asking us greatest to least, our 9/10ths would actually be over here. But we're going to leave this for now because that's not what our question asked. It asked for least to greatest. So we're going to go ahead and quickly take a look at our guided practice. So just like we had been working on, you're going to order from least to greatest using the same steps. So again, checking the place values, adding zeros to make the place values equal if you don't have the same amount of place values. And then you're going to order based on pretending that they're whole numbers, ignoring that 0 and that decimal place. Just when looking at the numbers, you're going to make sure, just like we wrote them down here, you're going to make sure that you include your 0 and your decimal place when you're ordering the decimals. But when we're trying to figure out, well, which one is the smallest and which one's the greatest, we can pretend that that decimal and that zero don't exist so that it gives us a better idea of what number is bigger. Because if it came down between, well, I could have $146 or $900, I would want $900, right? And I would guess that you would want that too, fifth graders. So you're going to do the same thing, and this is going to be very similar to your homework as well. If you have any questions, email Mrs. Ewer or myself. Make sure that you're showing your work on this. That's what this middle step is for, to show Mrs. Ewer and I what place values did you add any zeros. That's helping us see what work you're doing. You have your worksheet to Schoology and your iExcels. If you have any questions, email Mrs. Ewer or myself, or pop into our office hours, and we will see you later for another math lesson.